This video will instruct you in the ways in which you can access the databases available through the Jacksonville Public Library website to do research on any subject, really, but specifically for research on our biography fair project. To begin, you will want to open your browser and enter the address for the Jacksonville Public Library, which is www.jax, which is spelled J-A-X, Public Library, no spaces, all lowercase, .org. Once you have reached the site, it may be a good idea to bookmark the web page. This will make it easier on subsequent visitings. To do that, simply click on the star that is in the box. It will display how this will be bookmarked, and then you can click Done to indicate that you want to save it so that you can come back later. Notice now that the star in the box is solid blue, whereas before it was just a black outline. When coming back to this site, if we look for the stacked dots, we open the box and we go to bookmarks. We can slide down and quickly find the home page for the public library at the bottom of our bookmarks. Once at the site, students should select the research word in the blue ribbon and then click on Databases. There are quite a number of databases in which to choose, and they are listed in alphabetical order. Students may scroll through each of them, reading each of them and making a selection. They also can search through a drop-down box here at the top with a variety of different categories in which they might narrow their search. For our biography project, there are two databases that may be helpful. The first database is called Biography in Context. This may provide information about some of the historical figures that students will be researching. The second one, and I would like to demonstrate how to use this search button, is called Kids Info Bits. We can access this by clicking on Kids, applying that filter until we get a list of different things, different databases basically, that would be helpful for students. One of which is called Kids Info Bits. Kids Info Bits is very unique in that it presents information written in a variety of levels. Once students click on Kids Info Bits, they will be prompted to enter what looks like it says a password or their library card number. The Jacksonville Public Library and Duval Public Schools have come together to provide access for students using their student number. So at this point, when accessing the database, students should enter their student number beginning with the S. And then click on the Proceed button. Once students reach this page, they are ready to search for a particular person in which they would like to research. Today I'm going to model with George Lucas. Students should remember that the computer is a machine and does not always anticipate who they are trying to look for if they misspell the person's name. If the first search does not yield any results, it may be prudent to check the spelling. Once a search is conducted, the results of the search can be displayed on the right-hand side of the page. Our search of George Lucas on Kids InfoBits has revealed that there are 2 books, 2 biographies, 2 pictures, 3 magazine articles, and 77 news items stored in this database regarding George Lucas. Students should notice that the titles of the different books, articles, biographies, news items are coded with 3 different symbols. The basic reading level is coded with a solid green circle. The intermediate reading level with a yellow square. And advanced readers might be interested in looking at a red pyramid marked article. It is advised that students scan an article before reading it to determine whether or not it is a just right text for them. Being at a basic, intermediate, or advanced level is relative. Since this database is indicated for students from 2nd grade to middle school, the labeling itself may be misconceived. It is important for students to be able to scan through the article before reading to determine whether it will be just right for them. Many times students will be working in groups, heterogeneous groups, where students are all reading at different levels. They can use their time wisely by separating out the different articles and results of their search amongst the different types of readers within their group. So more advanced readers might read any articles that are marked with a pyramid, and students perhaps who are basics readers who may be learning English as a second language could stick with the easier articles. Today I'd like to demonstrate by clicking on this intermediate article on Star Wars. And I'd like to show you the different types of tools that can be used. These are found on the right-hand side of the screen. This article, entitled Star Wars, has several different headings and is quite lengthy and marked as an intermediate article. The first tool I'd like to demonstrate is the citation tool. Many times students are required to create a bibliography of their reports, and citation tools such as these can be very valuable. Please notice that at the top, the drop-down box provides students with different formatting that they can use. The general rule of thumb is that anything that is being written for an English paper is written in an MLA style, while science types of reports are written with an APA style. Students who are writing a report are often told which style to use when making citations. Since students are not making a report necessarily or creating a bibliography for their biography fairs, teachers are given autonomy as to choosing the type of format that they would like. Today, I'm going to choose the APA format. Notice that as soon as I click on APA, the article now has a citation format that matches that APA model. Now, there are a variety of ways in which I can save this information to be used. I can download it, which will put the document right into my downloads file on my computer. I can also select where I'd like to export it to, including a OneDrive account. All students have OneDrive's accounts, which basically serve as a cloud for storing information. If information that is stored on the OneDrive account can be accessed from both home and school, and basically any other kind of a device that students are using to access information. In this case, I'm going to save to OneDrive, and now I click Export, and my information is being sent to my OneDrive account. When I open my OneDrive, it says that it has been created, it has been sent there, and I can access it again through Duval County. Click down on popular links. Students will access this in the same way, OneView or webmail. And when students get to the screen in which they can see the boxes that are similar, I think, to a Rubik's Cube, when you click on it, one of the boxes within that will be your OneDrive account. The information that I have sent here from Kids Info Bits will be automatically placed in the Kids Info Bits folder that I have created. And it says that about a minute ago, I sent the citation in APA style for this Star Wars document. And when I click on it and open it, here it is. It is saved to a Word document, which can then be copied and pasted into a bibliography should I be writing a report. I'd like to return to this section. I will X out of the Citations tool, because now what I'd like to do is show you and demonstrate for you the Highlights and Notes tool. As students read the article that they are interested in order to create their biography fair project or any subsequent research they'd like to do, they can highlight certain bits of information that they would like to include. For example, this right here is a quote that I would like to include in my report. Star Wars movies are loved around the world. Obviously, this is an opinion statement, which I would place into quotes, and I would definitely cite the source, which is this article. Once I highlight the words I'd like to save to my notes, a highlight box will come up, and I can choose the color in which I'd like to code my notes. Oftentimes, students will choose a different color for each of the types of information that they are going to be collecting. Today, I'm just going to use the basic yellow. Next, I want to add a note. And under the note, I'm going to put Star Wars. I'm going to then save my note. As I continue to read, I will continue to highlight certain words that I would like to include to either paraphrase or quote in my article. In this case, I am going to be writing and grouping some of my information under the note of Star Wars so that I know which details go together. Students may notice that in some of the articles there are headings, and oftentimes these headings may inspire them with an idea of a note title that they can collect information under. Once a student has reached the end of their article and they have highlighted all of the things that they wanted to highlight in the article, the things that they think that are important, that they'd like to include or remember to include in their information, they are either ready to go on to another article or if they are ready to end their session at the Jacksonville Public Library in the Kids Info Bits database, they are going to want to save their highlighted notes. Please remember to never end your session in this database without sending your highlights and notes to your OneDrive, because they will be erased. When a student is ready to end their session on Kids Info Bits, they should click on the tool Highlights and Notes. Notice that this says three different places that I highlighted. The box opens up like this, and then I can click again on this box and it will show my notes in their entirety. Notice it gives us the title of the article that we were reading and the notes. Notice that here I did not include notes, but I can go in now and add them. And then the directly quoted words are here. Should I decide that I want to paraphrase these words, I would rephrase them in my own and still give credit to the author. Since I am about to end my session on this site, I would want to download my notes. Downloading them I should send them to my OneDrive account. Google products are not accessible for downloading or viewing or opening documents at school. So we use the OneDrive account because that is a versatile tool that will open both at home and at school. Clicking on download, I'm being told that it is going to be sent to my Microsoft OneDrive and will appear on my cloud shortly. If I go to my cloud, which was already open from previously, I'm going to just basically refresh it, and I'm going to be looking for the article highlights that I sent just a few seconds ago. When I open it, again, it will open in a Word document, and my notes and highlights will be saved to a table, which gives the title of the article that I was reading, gives the notes, which now have grouped my notes together so that I know which notes go together under a specific heading. And then I have the direct words that I highlighted from the text. It is really important for students to understand that copying text directly from an article to a report is plagiarism when citations or credit are not given to the original author. Please be sure that students are either paraphrasing and giving a citation or credit to the author, or they're directly quoting using quotation marks and citations in their text. Thank you, and I hope this was helpful.